Hey, what's up outlaws, Khraze here, and today I'm going to show you 10 of the best locations you can get a ton of loot from in Red Dead Online. This includes anything from jewelry boxes, ammunition, tonics for your character and your horse, food, and so on. To make things as easy to follow as possible, I'm also going to cover these locations in the order of their placement on the map, starting from the eastern part of it and moving on to the west. And I'm going to start things off with Fort Brennan, which is very close to Saint Denis, about half the way between that city and the town of Annesburg. Inside of it, you'll find a wooden shack with a basement that can be accessed from behind a bunch of boxes. The basement is filled with a lot of ammunition that you can grab from the shelves, but you'll also most definitely want to use Eagle Eye here because it will better illuminate your image, as it tends to be quite dark even during the day. Also, Fort Brennan is a very good enemy hideout, and it can randomly spawn enemy gang at random times while staying in that area for a little bit. So if you happen to also see them, go ahead and pop them up because you're going to get a lot of items, a lot of loot, and there's also a small chance to get a treasure map in the process. Moving on to number 2, we have Martha's Swain cabin, which was available to explore even in the single player mode as well, and it's not too far away from the previous location. Here you will find an abandoned shack with a lot of overgrown vegetation around it, but inside of it there is a lot of loot you can grab. This place is good for its abundance of food, tonics, and alcohol, and you can find all of these around the house as it's pretty much filled with drawers and cabinets to open. Don't forget to also check the room in the back, as that one also holds some extra loot you can grab, including some treasure box near the bed and a jewelry box in one of the drawers or on the nightstand right beside the bed. From this place you can go up north to a place called Farewell Shanty, which is basically like a cabin with a tower, and it kind of serves like a watch post. Here you'll find items both inside the house as well as outside in the camp, so first grab the items around the fireplace. There should be like a couple of alcohol bottles in there, and then head over inside where you'll find drawers filled with cans of food and other stuff that is ready for the taking, so that's going to be of tremendous help to you. Also check around the house using Eagle Eye, as there are also a few bottles of alcohol sitting around the place. Moving on to number 4, far south of this region in the Bayou NWA, we have a shack you saw me talking about in a previous video, but I'm going to mention it once again because it's so damn good. It's located right in the bayou, surrounded by a fence, and what you'll want to do is jump over this fence and head over inside the house by using the white doors. Make sure you're using the white doors because the ones in the front and in the back are pretty much locked. But once inside there are 3 places you need to look for. First, there's the big drawer next to the fireplace, which holds a jewelry box and a health tonic. Then there's the table in the middle of the house, and you will be able to find some fine brandy as well as a pack of cigarettes on it. And finally, the small drawer next to the entrance, which holds the second jewelry box. This place is also good if you're planning to do some hunting. Having access directly to the swamp means that you'll be able to hunt down some gators, and there's also a lot of birds in the area you can hunt down to make some nice profit off of their feathers. Up at number 5, we have a place called 6 Point Cabin, very close to the town of Valentine, and it also serves as a gang hideout both in the single player campaign as well as in the online. As a matter of fact, you're even going to have like a mission in the single player in this very spot, and there's even like a hidden weapon that you can get. Here you will find the cabin filled with all sorts of ammunitions, cans of food, alcohol, and even tonics lying around the place. It seems that every table, cabinet, and even the fireplace holds stuff you can grab, and being a gang hideout also means that it can randomly spawn some enemy gangs, and as a matter of fact there are 2 gang hideouts that can spawn in this location, the other one being just on the other side of the road from this location, so it's definitely going to be a good place for you to visit if you're planning to do that. Coming up at number 6, we have the Little Creek Ranch, which has a whole mission dedicated to it in the single player mode. You also saw me covering this on the channel in a previous video, video, but the best part about this is that not only does it hold some awesome loot for you to grab, it also spawns enemies even if the gang hideout hasn't been spawned. So if you're the first one to go and pay a visit to it, you'll find like 5 or 6 enemies guarding it at all times, and you can take them down super easily to get some extra loot off of them. And then what you want to do is simply head over inside the big house on the right side. Here, grab the ammunition and the bottles from the table on the left side of the entrance, and then move on to the big cabinet in the back, as it also holds 2 jewelry boxes, and then pay attention to the area around the fireplace, as you might find more bottles laying around as well. At number 7, we have a place quite close to the previous one, and this one is the Strawberry Inn, which obviously you can find in the town of Strawberry. There are 3 places you need to keep an eye out for, as they hold horse tonics, horse revivers, and other useful stuff. First, it's the hallway upstairs, which has a big box with some horse tonics and revivers. Then head over in the first room next to it and search through every single cabinet and drawer you can find, as well as on the tables and on the counters, as there is some food and other tonics in it, including alcohol. Finally, there's also the second room closest to the first one you just entered, and this one also holds more consumables you can go ahead and grab. Nonetheless, it's one of the most packed filled places with loot, so it's definitely going to be worth it to you to go there in case you're close to that location. At number 8, while technically speaking the loot isn't inside a house, we have a place called Bear Claw Shack at the border between West Elizabeth and New Austin, right here on the map, close to the road that leads to Blackwater. Here you'll find a formation of 4 shacks inside some woods, but the best part about this is that there are a ton of herbs sitting around for you to grab. I believe that there are at least 5 different herb types in this location, and you can grab about 10 of each if you do like a little bit of farming for like 15-20 minutes or so, maybe half an hour at best. This will help you if you want to do that herb collection achievement, if you want to do it. But do pay attention to your surroundings, because not only is there a grizzly bear here lurking behind one of the shacks, there is also a goddamned cougar sitting inside one of them. At best you will find them fighting each other, but if you're unlucky you might get surprise attacked by one of them, or even both at the same time, and since they are vicious predators, they are going to be able to kill you instantly. If you do take them down though, then at least you're making a nice little profit on the side, as 3-star quality items from these creatures sell for quite a bit on the market. Oh, and before I forget, this place also serves as an enemy gang hideout, which means that gangs can spawn here at random, so you might get some more loot in the process, and again, even a treasure map if you're lucky enough. But moving on to number 9, we have a nice little house very close to the town of Armadillo in New Austin, exactly south of it. There you will find a nice little house with a decently sized yard, but inside of the house there's a lot of food ready to be grabbed, and that is especially true on the drawer left to the door, as it seems to be packed with cans of food and other useful stuff. It's probably one of the most packed filled houses I've seen, or at the very least the most packed filled drawers I was able to find in Red Dead Online. Oh, and also check around the house with your eagle eye, as there might be more stuff lying around that you want to grab. And finally, if you're planning for a nostalgic trip, then you might want to head up north in the Grizzly Mountains and check out the Adler Manor. Yes, this is exactly the same house you saved Sadie Adler in the beginning of the single player story. The events in Red Dead Redemption 2's single player campaign have not yet happened in the online, so this means that the house is still intact, it hasn't been affected by fire. Nonetheless, just like in the single player mode, it's once again filled with food to grab, alcohol and tonic, so go ahead and take them while you can. And before finishing this video, I have one more bonus house I want to show you guys. It's not really in the top 10 because there are a few flaws with it, but I wanted to mention it anyway, and it's pretty much Shady Bell. It's southeast of Rhodes, and the best part about it is that it spawns a huge enemy gang at night, or well, during the day, but for me typically it happens during the night. And I also got a treasure map out of it. Also inside you will find some big rooms with quite a lot of loot, including ammunitions, a lot of alcohol, brandy, whiskey and so on, and I believe there is even some food, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But I only wanted to mention this one because it's also so cool, and you will want to check each and every single room because it seems that the loot spawns all over the place. It's not only in just one of them, it actually spawns around the the house and you'll want to like check every single corner, cabinets, drawers, counters and so on, and you'll typically see them with beds, and that means that somebody has left something on them. But that's pretty much it, guys. That pretty much sums up today's video of the top 10 best places to grab loot in Red Dead Online. Since they're scattered all around the map, I figured it might be useful for you guys to pay them a visit if you happen to be near one of these in case you need some extra provisions. But in the meantime, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up on it as well as subscribe for more awesome content, and I will see you guys in the next one.